nostalgia is a powerful tool, and Sony knows it. Now, remember the PlayStation Classic console? At this time, these classic consoles were the big rage. Nintendo had released the NES, the SNES. Sony got in the game and released a classic version of the original PlayStation 1. And it was honestly pretty interesting. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Brought back a lot of memories. 20 games preloaded, came with two controllers. And overall, the aesthetic, the vibe, it reminds you of the release of the Sony PlayStation 1. And now Sony has done it again. So today I ended up going back because of nostalgia, and I was lucky enough to pick up some classic consoles to celebrate the anniversary of the Sony consoles. So now I do have the 20th anniversary DualShock 4 for the PlayStation 4. One of my favorite controllers. I couldn't wait to pick it up when it came out. Hard to believe that was celebrating the 20th anniversary almost a decade ago. Very similar colorway, dual tone gray to match the aesthetic of the original PlayStation 1. And again, the multicolored classic PlayStation logo. This is honestly a wonderful controller, and I was extremely excited when I found out that they were going to be doing an update for the 30th anniversary. So what I ended up picking up, I was lucky enough to be able to get the Dualsense controller. And again, taking a look at the box, and here it is. It looks amazing. So the DualSense controller box looks very similar to the original PlayStation 1. And I love the fact that they went back, straight up mimicked the original style. We have, again, the colorway of the original PlayStation symbol. And overall, I mean, it is a very premium looking box. I really wish that the PS5 Pro was packaged in a very similar way. However, with that unboxing, I was quite disappointed. I think overall, even the way they had the console set up, the way they had the box taped, the box just didn't have a premium feel. But that's quite opposite to this. This DualSense controller here definitely has a much, much nicer feel, and overall just feels like a premium product. And Sony, I mean, overall, you have to give it to Sony. They really know how to make their product count. Now, if you were growing up like me in the 90s, late 80s, you know that Sony, that was a big deal. TVs, electronics, Walkman. Sony had a special aura with it, and I really think they brought it back with this console. Not only did I pick up the controller, but I also picked up a PlayStation Portal. So I actually had a PlayStation Portal for a brief amount of time. I ended up selling it, and I used some of the funds that I got from selling the console back when this was difficult to find, and I used that towards the PlayStation 5 Pro. But I was very excited to be able to pick up this, and this is what I'm the most excited for. This is something definitely not going to stay in the box. I'm going to crack it open, and I definitely want to check it out. And again, they know how to milk the nostalgia. And gamers will definitely fall for it. And it's not even fall for it in a negative sense. At the end of the day, I enjoy the nostalgia aspect of gaming. Some of my favorite games are remakes, remasters, reimaginings of classic games, and I love going back to the classic games. So again, very similar to the way the controller looked. This box, very, very premium. And Sony put a lot of effort to make a lot of unique little touches, such as the inside of the box has various designs that shows different Sony products. And honestly, I really wish the PlayStation 5 Pro had something similar. Now, they did release a 30th anniversary matching PS5 Pro, as well as a PS5 Slim, but those were gone nearly immediately. I was very lucky to even be able to pre-order this. Now, again, with the unboxing of the PlayStation Portal, the way the Portal was packaged, wonderful. I think, honestly, Sony is definitely embracing the Apple mindset, and their products, again, just feel premium. Such a good quality box. And again, we see the symbols, the square, triangle, X, and then we also see a 3 this time to commemorate the 30th anniversary. So again, just very pristine, very prestigious appearing, and it makes you really feel like this is worth it. And think about it, the PS Portal, $200. This limited edition one, only $20 more. So this felt like a very pro-consumer type of move, which I know right now we're not completely used to with Sony. Now, once you pop it open, you see that even the bag that the PS Portal comes in is actually this nice gray color. And I really like the fact that they're really embracing the colorway of the original PlayStation. Now, the PS Portal here really surprised me with the way that this was presented. The two-tone looks way better in person than it does in any of the promotional material. We have, again, that classic colorway of the PlayStation button, and then just look at that screen. The Portal is just honestly a really cool piece of tech. It feels right, it has the right weight to it, and it just feels really fun to hold in your hands. Essentially, it's just a DualSense controller with a big, large, good quality screen in between. And I love the sticker that they placed on this PlayStation Portal. It mimics the startup screen that you would see when you were booting up the classic PlayStation 1. And again, when you look at the back, we have nice engraved PlayStation 30th anniversary. So this is really a premium feeling and amazing feeling device. And overall, I'm extremely excited to utilize the PlayStation Portal. This is also coming like days after they announced that now the PS Portal can stream games. There's a beta test right now for this to be able to stream games even without the need of a PlayStation 5. So that dramatically increases the utility of a PS Portal. But overall, I'm gonna say this is an amazing collection. I really wish that Sony did not limit these and these were readily available, because if it was up to me, I would have picked up another controller at least, because I would love to use that controller with my PS5 Pro. But for now, I may not actually open the controller. I already have a black DualSense controller that I'm using. I also have a white DualSense controller that I'm using, and I just can't justify opening up this controller. Normally, I don't really keep things in box. I'm not just a collector for collecting's sake. I usually like to open up my electronics, open up my technology, and actually utilize it. But in this case, I may actually not open up this controller because honestly, like I said, I don't really have a need for it. But it is an amazing looking controller, and the PS Portal, that's the one that really shocked me. Like, it is really gorgeous piece of tech. And overall, I think this is a fantastic collection. So if you have the opportunity, I would definitely say keep a lookout for this. I know they periodically restock them with various retailers, but if you're watching this video, it might already be too late. But this is wonderful pieces to add to your collection, especially if you're a Sony PlayStation fan. So those are my thoughts on this. I'm extremely excited and happy to be able to have some of this 30th anniversary collection, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed with what Sony has done, and if they're capable of making something look this good and packaging it the way that they did, I really wish they put more effort in the PS5 Portal. So it does disappoint me a little bit more on the presentation of the PS5 Portal. But overall, I'm happy that I have the 20th anniversary controller, which I loved and used tremendously since that was released. And now I have the 30th anniversary special edition controller as well as a PS Portal. So overall, even though I may not open the controller, I'm still very happy to have it in my collection. Let me know your thoughts down below.